Welcome to Nugget 232 with Steve and Dana Groman, and I want to bust through the questions again so you know what we are doing. Again, Steve did a presentation for some high school students, middle school students, and they gave him questions ahead of time and wanting to know the answer. Nugget 225 was question number 1. According to the Bible, how old is the planet? Nugget 226, question number 2. Why, when they discover fossils, they say they are millions of years old? Nugget 227, question number 3. I don't understand carbon dating. What makes them think a fossil is 1.3 million years old? Nugget 228, 229, and 230 were our question number 4. And it was a really good question, and it needed a little more time. And the question was, I believe the Bible is true, but what if someone you are talking to believes it is not true? How do you convince them? And this is good because this is good for coworkers or people at family gatherings. You're going to come across someone that doesn't believe the Bible, and they know you do, and they might try and give you a hard time or try and stump you. You need to be prepared on what to say. 231, what did we talk about? Oh, yes, it was about the angels. What angel did God make first?
Does the Bible say what angel he made first?
Right, we answered and talked a little bit about angels. That's a really deep topic. And now, in Nugget 232, question number 6. Then, how is natural fuels made like fossil fuel? Okay.
The grammar is not quite right, but that's all right. This is the way the question came in. It's not me typing it this way. I did type it, but I typed it exactly, all these questions, exactly how they were asked, which is...
What is the question, Steve?
Then how are natural fuels made like fossil fuel? Let's say something about fossil fuel.
What's the question?
How does fuel come from fossils is the question.
Okay, why do we call them fossil fuels?
And that's the way I'm taking it anyway. But
let's go with that. Okay.
Right. It is taught that animals and plant life and everything of a pre-flood world was squished into fossil fuel. Let's take a look at something here for just a minute. A lot of people are just totally unaware of this. I'll say this from the start. I believe that fossil fuels is a misnomer. It should just be natural fuels, and the Earth is constantly making fuel.
We can't ever run out.
We can.
And this is kind of a new thought
That's why,
in that fuel is just constantly being replenished.
Right.
And it makes more sense.
MIT Technology Review, they have an article, Garbage Turned into Fuel, into Oil, and how to turn garbage into fuel. And they go talk about the whole thing is based on, you could take a ton of garbage and make a barrel of oil in 20 minutes in a laboratory, in a sense.
And I know you've been mentioning that for years.
For years. New process converts algae to crude oil in less than an hour. Here's another one, garbage into oil. This is from the state of Montana Associated Technology Roundtables, Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education. They have an article about this, about how they take garbage and turn it into oil. And then they explain how to go about doing it. Capture fuel from animal manure and plant waste. Plants converting turkey waste to energy. According to business.com, Business of North Carolina, plants converting turkey waste to energy. Revs up Pitt County. Here's another one, Change the World with Technologies. On their website, they have an article, and it says, the process copies the Earth's natural geothermal activity. When organic material is converted into fossil fuels under conditions of extreme heat and pressure over millions of years. That's what they say the Earth does. Well, TCP, which is them, reduces the natural process that takes millions of years into a couple of hours through the use of controlled pressure and temperature. And what they do, they just take in within a couple of hours and they turn garbage into oil. Renewable environmental solution, quality fuel, oil in just a couple of hours. The article goes on, turning 400 million tons of turkey guts and other waste into 4 billion barrels of light Texas crude in every year.
Why do they keep using turkeys?
I don't know. This one, they just use turkeys because there must be a turkey farm handy.
I guess.
Investors Business Day, the Earth is an oil-producing machine. We're not running out. And that's what I've been saying for years. This stuff has been produced in the Earth. The Earth is making oil. We're not going to run out of oil, just like we're not going to run out of water or anything else.
Well, the fuel pumps might be running out soon.
Anyway,
that's why this is so nutty.
It is. Ever since M. King Hubbert in the 1950s convinced a lot of people with his peak oil theory that production would collapse, we'd eventually exhaust our crude supplies. The world is no longer at risk of running out of the resource, they say now. And it's a fascinating
It's all just a political control thing.
It is. But they talk about how concerns over running out of oil and gas have disappeared. Well, it has, and it should be well known, although it's not. People still want to have the idea of fossil fuels. There's a certain amount, because there were a certain amount of dinosaurs, a certain amount of vegetation, and it's gone. So that's that's where the oils come from. So we will run out, and it's just not true. They say Earth is actually an oil-producing machine. And there's much more in it, but I would encourage everybody, just do some research.
Check it out. With prices going up at the pumps astronomically, it might be a good time to research this and start expressing and letting people know that it isn't what it looks like. It isn't what it seems.
No, it's not what it seems.
A lot of things aren't what they seem.
The prices at the pumps are what they seem. They are what they are. But what we're being told is not necessarily right.
All right. Well, thank you.